When Jenson Button first appeared at Clay Pigeon Raceway, nobody had any idea that one day he'd be a Formula One world champion. Well, we're here for the 5th round of the birelART UK series, and who knows, we may just spot another one today. As well as having talented cadet and junior racers in the birelART UK series, there are quite a large number of senior drivers that compete. Earlier, I caught up with some of the adult racers to ask why they compete here. Sam Fisher, why is it that you race in the birelART UK series?
As championships go for karting, it's an equal playing field for racing, really. It's a lot easier to work with than a lot of the classes. Everything's laid out for you, so you know exactly what you've got to deal with. It makes it a lot easier to get out there and race and know that you're not going to be left behind because you haven't got the right engines or the right bits and bobs here that you have to invest in other championships that make it much more difficult to keep up with the front runners, and it keeps the cost down, keeps it easy, makes life much better for us.
Well, it's a level playing field and the costs are relatively low compared to other forms of karting, and you can't throw money at it to get an advantage because it's restricted in how much you can do or change the car or amount of tyres you can put on. So it really makes it a level playing field and you can't get left behind. And, I think it's a great one-make series.
And I guess it demonstrates who the real drivers are if you're all trying to compete at the front on the same machinery.
Exactly, it emphasises the driver's talent rather than how much money you can throw at it.
I've done a lot of karting over the last sort of 20 years, and I look at the birelART series and I wish it was around 10 years, 15 years ago when I was racing, because you don't need 10 engines and buying new karts every 6, 12 months, and they're really, really quick. And it's a great camaraderie in the pit lane, and everyone just here is just to have fun and race, really.
And of course, we've had qualifying sessions over the course of the year where the top 5 drivers are separated by 0.08 of a second. It couldn't be closer.
Yeah, and you can't go out and just buy a new kart and find half a second. It's a lot of these karts are 2-3 years old and they're just as quick as what they've always been. The racing's so close. It's fantastic.
This is by far the best one. You can be competitive without spending huge amounts of money. You know when you're slow, that's because of you and your setup, not because of the car and not because you're spending lots of money.
And of course, the racing here is very, very easygoing, relaxed. You can be in your comfort zone here.
I don't think you'll be in your comfort zone. You're always competitive. You're always trying to do better. You're always trying to find that 10th and trying to find what is going wrong on the track. Where can you find that better setup? Where are your competitors quicker? You're always on. Even on the Saturday test, you're always on from the first session go.
Do you find you've become a better driver since racing in the championship? Do you find you've actually turned a corner in terms of how talented you are as a racer?
Absolutely. I think this year I've been really concentrating on setup, really focused on the small detail, and that's made a big difference on Sunday.
Well, the first race of the day is the Cadets. Now, the championship in 2017 has been incredibly close. We've got the challengers such as Ella Stevens, Christian Lilly, very, very closely together at the front end of the field. Milo Pilfold has really picked up this weekend in terms of his pace. Tom Harvey always at the front end. We've got the birthday boy, Nathan Ty, turned 9 this weekend in the 91. He's been really strong this weekend, and Kylan Ingram is finally back where he belongs in terms of his position as well. But the chasing pack are really tightening up their grip as well. Freddie Tomlinson really starting to gain some speed. We've got Charlie Humphreys back on the march after his win at Wilton Mill earlier in the year, and Jamie Gurney, the man in the amazing Technicolor go-kart, his speed is really coming on strong. But then there's a gaggle of karts really trying to close them down, so who knows how this is going to go. Well, from the earlier races, we had Ella Stevens and Christian Lilly take the victories. Lilly is on pole position alongside Harvey, with Ingram, Keatley, Ross, Ty, Tomlinson, Gurney, Humphreys and Hassan following through. Ella Stevens retired from the previous race, the pre-final. That's why she's down in 14th alongside her best mate in the paddock, Ruby Smith. Milo Pilfold had a problem as well. He's right down the back, but he's got a lot of speed here at Clay Pigeon, so he'll be charging through. Here we go. Great start as we move up into the first corner. Up on the curbs, Tom Harvey's going to fall down into third behind Kylan Ingram. So into third position is also going to go Louis Ross up on the inside. Yes, Ross goes through. So a brilliant bit of overtaking there on the first lap. Already it looks like Ella Stevens has made up a couple of places. Christian Lilly defending early from Kylan Ingram as they run through. Oliver Elliott, you just saw his details. He's not racing this weekend, but he was testing yesterday. So hopefully we'll get him back again in the rest of the season. There's Dylan Briley's details. Also Aidan Hassan. He is threatening to become the top rookie and take that title off of Oakley Keatley. Freddie Tomlinson's had a really busy weekend here looked like he could win at one point. He's still got a chance to fight back. Oakley Keatley's been strong too, and Charlie Humphreys is desperately trying to get back onto the top step of the podium, as he was earlier in the year. Valverde, like a lot of the rookie drivers and a lot of the established drivers this year, are really developing their pace. Ella Stevens, race winner earlier today. Nathan Tye knocking on the door of the podium all weekend here, and Callum Lockett's speed, well, like Ruby Smith, the new girl, both of those speeds have been absolutely incredible in terms of how they've developed in the last few weekends. So let's watch the drivers as they come through. Jamie Gurney throwing it up the inside of Charlie Humphreys there. And is this Ross making the move on Tom Harvey again to take back that third position? Harvey still trying to keep his foot in. Round the outside, he's never going to get that move done. And Oakley Keatley now in fifth position, the leading rookie trying to move his way forward. Louis Ross up in third position. Kylan Ingram, though, in second place. This is the weekend of his season. He's having an absolute cracker as Oakley Keatley runs very wide there. And that's enough for Nathan Tye to pop through into fifth position. Meanwhile, further back, Jamie Gurney in seventh position in front of Freddie Tomlinson, trying to establish himself back into the top six. Freddie Tomlinson, who's had the speed all weekend to be on the podium. Christian Lilly, though, leads the way. I was chatting to his dad earlier this weekend, and to Christian. Actually, they're really gunning for the victory in this one, because apparently they've got a deal on those two. If Christian wins this weekend in the final, then Dad's going to let him have a go in a junior in preparation for next year. So that's going to be interesting to see if Christian can get the job done in front of Kylan Ingram, who I have to say, it's delightful to see that Kylan Ingram is back where he belongs. That's Milo Pilfold having worked his way back into, trying to count my way through. Is that seventh position Pilfold is? Yes, he's up to seventh place, Milo Pilfold. Meanwhile, Ella Stevens has worked her way up into 10th place, now tucked up behind Jamie Gurney and in front of Charlie Humphreys and Aidan Hassan. Here are the leaders. Lilly again in front of Kylan Ingram as they work their way through. Now Oakley Keatley is still in the top six. He's the leading rookie. He's now 5-6 places in front of Aidan Hassan. But Hassan, when he's got the kart underneath him, is just as quick a rookie as Oakley Keatley. But the way things have worked out, Keatley is in a stronger position for the moment. So Lilly and Ingram are breaking clear of the rest of the field. Really good run this from Christian Lilly. He won beautifully in the previous race, the pre-final. As here comes Keatley trying to make it up the inside of Nathan Tye. Milo Pilfold round the outside. That's going to be very tricky to hold on to. And Freddie Tomlinson is going to be back on the inside. Tomlinson keeps his foot in. Almost gets nerfed wide there by Oakley Keatley. But Freddie Tomlinson keeps his foot in. He's been pulling off some cracking overtaking moves this year, Freddie Tomlinson. And now he really seems to be on a charge as we've got Lilly, Ingram, Ross. Battle for fourth position as Nathan Tye throws it up the inside of Louis Ross, and he's through. He's having a cracking weekend, Nathan Tye. Turned 9 yesterday. They're having a magnificent birthday weekend in the sun here in Somerset, and what an absolutely terrific race this is turning out to be for Nathan Tye. Lily's in trouble! Lily's in trouble! I don't believe it! Christian Lilly's race is fading as the kart is slowing. That is an absolute disaster. And of course, Kylan Ingram has been held up a little bit trying to avoid hitting him. So that has now brought... Who's that into second position with it? That's Tom Harvey. Tom Harvey has made the jump at the right moment to get past. So Harvey has gone with him. And now it's Ingram versus Harvey at the front of the field. Third is now Nathan Tye from Ross, Keatley and Milo Pilfold. What a disaster for Christian Lilly, whose race is over. Now, Tom Harvey is a race winner already this season. Kylan Ingram is a previous race winner in the Cadets, I do believe, but has not done so this year. But what an absolutely stunning performance this is from Kylan Ingram. Ella Stevens, championship leader, has worked her way forward. She's now up into 7th position, but she's scored well so far, having won the earlier race, don't forget. Whoops! Oakley Keatley overshoots. Now, we've seen a couple of drivers do that today. That's what actually ended Ella Stevens' race earlier, because she overshot the chicane in a battle with Nathan Tye. Nathan kept his foot in, as he was totally right to do so, but Ella overshot the curb and actually broke the kart over the curb, as Kylan Ingram is now having to defend from Tom Harvey. Harvey has been pulling off some killer overtakes this weekend, and I have a feeling that he's going to wait for the right moment to go for Kylan Ingram here. But Kylan Ingram is playing the defensive card beautifully as Nathan Tye runs there in third position. There's Tom Harvey, second in the championship. Now a victory here, or even a second place actually in the final, is definitely going to improve his stock and close down the gap to Ella Stevens. Freddie Tomlinson trying to close down on Ella Stevens at the moment. Here they come through the right-hander. Down towards turn 6. Good defensive driving from Kylan Ingram, doing exactly what he needs to do to hang on to this victory. Milo Pilfold and Ella Stevens now 5th and 6th. That's how far they've been working back. They started 15th and 14th respectively, those two. Now Pilfold is up into P5. Ella Stevens in P6. That is how good a weekend Pilfold is having compared to earlier this season, when he's been really frustrated by the kart. Just for some reason they haven't been able to get on top of it and not been able to find the pace. But here this weekend he's looked like a race winner. Unfortunately, retired tiring from the last race has really cost him as Ella Stevens throws it up the inside. Pilfold will not be intimidated, and this might be a chance for Freddie Tomlinson. Tom Harvey's gone into the lead. Tom Harvey takes the lead. So a good move there from Tom Harvey as he gets up alongside Kylan Ingram into the right-hander hairpin at turn 5 and gets through. Beautifully done. Now Charlie Humphries is having a good little battle further back there with Aidan Hassan and Jamie Gurney. Freddie Tomlinson has now closed right onto the back of Ella Stevens. So let's see if Tom Harvey can stretch out the advantage to Kylan Ingram. He comes onto a different line from him, so he's not going to let him work with the toe as Freddie Tomlinson tries again on Ella Stevens. Nathan Tye, though, hanging on to third position. This is going to be a tough race for Nathan to hang on to this podium place because he's got 5 very feisty drivers underneath him. Louis Ross in 4th place. 5th position Pilfold, then Stevens, then Tomlinson, and then Oakley Keatley, the leading rookie. An amazing little tussle this between them as Ross just holds onto that inside line, not giving the man behind Milo Pilfold any whiff of a gap as Harvey continues to run out in front of Kylan Ingram out of the final turn. Really long straight this one. It's actually not a straight as it were. They've got to continue turning all the way through it, but you build up a lot of speed by the time you get to turn 2. Then you have to hit the brakes and hang on to it. It's a very long flowing turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, right, left and up and over the curbs, and Ella Stevens is nerfed a little bit wide. Somehow she keeps the kart on the circuit. Oakley Keatley's going to try and draw alongside to get through, and I think she's done it. Meanwhile, Ross is having to keep that kart very wide indeed to keep Milo Pilfold at bay. Pilfold now throws it on the inside of the left-hander. Not a lot of space. Stevens is going to do the same move on Keatley. Tomlinson is going to get past Ross as well. So Pilfold's through, Tomlinson's through. Absolutely incredible battle. Harvey running out in 1st position. 2nd place, Kylan Ingram. Then it's Tye, Pilfold, Tomlinson, Ross, Stevens and Keatley. 9th place, Charlie Humphries in front of Gurney and Aidan Hassan. Great race this. Absolutely fantastic battle. The best racing of the weekend so far we've seen from the cadets. As here comes that 9th position battle. Just in the background you can make it out, but you can also see parked off on the exit of turn 2, Christian Lilly's kart, having led the race, the leading seed in the championship after Oliver Gray has moved on. Christian Lilly was the runner-up in the championship last year, still trying to gain ground. By my calculation, if it finishes like this, he will still be 2nd in the championship. Well, he'll move up to 3rd in the championship because he was 4th coming in, but he scored good points from his earlier performances in the heat and pre-final. Nathan Tye still hanging on in front of Pilfold as they go to turn 2. Tomlinson trying to make a gap on the inside of the 3. Can't quite make it stick. Tomlinson really feisty this weekend. Again, great progress from the 62, sorry. The 92 is Callum Lockett, who's also made great progress, as has the rookie Ruby Smith. She only joined the championship, by the way, at fullback, Ruby Smith. She's running around at the tail end somewhere, but she was half a minute back at fullback. Now she's only 3 seconds off the lead. That's how incredible her progress has been. Tomlinson throws it up the inside into the final turn of Pilfold. Now Pilfold can carry it round the outside and hold on, and he does so. Meanwhile, Ingram's trying to come round the outside of the race leader, Tom Harvey. Can't make that move stick. There's barely any grip at all on the outside of turn 1 because you're flat on the throttle, but there's only one line through. But look at the gap they've built up over 3rd position. Nathan Tye hanging on to this train. He looks back. Don't look back, Nathan. Always look forward as Pilfold tries to come right round the outside, and that's actually opened up the gap to Tomlinson. Milo needs to keep his foot in because he'll have the inside line for the next corner. He does so. Stevens is going to throw it up the inside to take on Tomlinson. Is she there? Oh, Tomlinson's going to try and hang it up on the inside, right up on the curbs, and keeps his foot in. Brilliant feisty driving from Tomlinson. You shall not pass. Absolutely cracking stuff. He does the best Gandalf impression I've seen from a cadet driver. Amazing. Now, Tye once again goes to the far side of turn 1 to hold on in front of Milo Pilfold, who's looking very racy. 15th to 4th. It's not a bad run for Milo Pilfold. He could easily be leading this race if he'd had a decent grid position, but you make do and mend, don't you? You adopt, adapt and improve, as the Knights of the Round Table said. So here comes Milo Pilfold, now making the bid for 3rd position up the inside. That's a clean move if he's got it finished, and he's there. Milo Pilfold, number 3 is P3. Excellent stuff, and that's obviously back Nathan Tye into Freddie Tomlinson. So now the battle is for 3rd position with Pilfold at the head. Tye 4th, Tomlinson 5th, Stevens 6th. Keatley still has Louis Ross breathing down his neck. Charlie Humphries in 9th. Quite a long way back as Tomlinson tries again on Nathan Tye. Pilfold's run out very wide. Nathan Tye needs to keep his foot in. He's going to keep it in. Oh, that was close. And Pilfold goes up and over the curbs. Nathan Tye hangs on to third. Tomlinson's on his inside. Go on, Freddie, get in there. Up at the inside, he power slides it through, gets a nerve from Nathan Tye. Keatley's going to come past both of them. Amazing stuff as Keatley comes to the far side. Tomlinson again on the inside. All 6 of them on the same bit of road, and there's contact. Keatley goes backwards. Nathan Tye back to the front. How did he do that? Nathan Tye back at the front of the queue. Amazing work. These two out in front are just running around together. These 6 are having a right shindig. Amazing stuff. Freddie Tomlinson still 4th. Stevens now trying to draw alongside Milo Pilfold. She's there on the inside. Up into P5. Does she go? Oh, Milo's keeping his foot in, and again to the chicane. Somebody's going to have to back down, and it's Pilfold. He drops to 7th position now, behind Louis Ross. Here goes Tye. Onto the inside line. Tomlinson tries to come again. Ella Stevens has gone with them. Ella's now on the inside line, trying to move up into 4th position. Don't you dare give Ella Stevens a gap. She will go for it. She's a feisty little racer. Tomlinson again defends to the inside and again hangs on. Amazing offensive driving here from Ella Stevens. Incredible defensive driving from Tomlinson as we've got less than half a minute to go. So we're about to go into the, well, I would do my math and say we've got either 2 or 3 laps, depending on when the leader crosses the line. Stevens on the inside of Tomlinson, 3 wide, that's never going to work. Somehow Tye gets through in the lead. Louis Ross is going to jump. Milo Pilfold, I believe. No, not quite. Pilfold has hung on to it. Amazing. Now Stevens back on the inside of Tomlinson. Tomlinson's going to get running out to dry. Stevens is there on the inside. Hang on in front of Milo, Freddie. It's going to get tough, but he runs out wide. Hang on in there. He's the fastest man on the circuit. One of the only drivers in the Cadet Championship this weekend that has ducked in under 40 seconds, and he's run very wide indeed. Oh, Ross has gone through, Keatley has gone through, and if he's not careful, Milo Pilfold's going to get through as well. There's Ruby Smith, the 59, about to be lapped, but what an amazing bit of progress she's made from Fullbeck to here. She was half a minute back, the former Ninja Kart oval racer, where they don't brake at all. They just keep their foot flat to the floor. She's had to adapt very quickly, but she's doing so brilliantly. And it won't be too long before she's there in the midfield. But what a run from Thomas Harvey. He looks back. I've got enough of a gap to Kylan to be comfortable into the final turn. It's been an amazing run. And Tom Harvey is a winner again in the birelART UK Series Cadet Championship in the final. Boom! Thank you very much. Second place for Kylan Ingram, right where he deserves to be. And what a birthday present for Nathan Tye. 3rd position, and he's elated. Stevens fights back to 4th, just in front of Milo Pilfold. What an absolutely terrific end to it. But Ella Stevens is given a penalty in the end for being slightly out of position at the start. So she's dropped to 8th place. It's Ross 4th from Oakley Keatley. Well, Tom, it was such a tough race to win today. You really had to work hard for it, but what an incredible set of overtakes.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I got a bit of a bad start, ended up down in 4th, but I managed to pass Louis. Christian ended up, unfortunately, slowing down, and then I just had to pass Kylan, which I managed to do, and then I just led the race from there.
And with some of your rivals having a bit of a scruffy race, that means that you're right back in the hunt for the championship now.
Yeah, I heard there was some incidents going on Milo, Louis, Ella. There was a bit of battling going on behind, so yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing what you can do at Buckmore Park in 8 weeks' time. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, Tom Harvey has closed down the gap. It's only 11 points now to Ella Stevens, the championship leader. Christian Lilly's scored well this weekend too. He's up to 3rd. Louis Ross is 4th from Nathan Tye, with Charlie Humphreys rounding out the top 6.